Idea Dream Homes Season 5. From 54 shortlisted houses, our experts are going to help us zero down to that top 10. We are slowly and surely inching towards it. Let's meet our judges, Arun Vidyasagar and Anna Kuruvilla, architects and interior designers in profession. The question that I have for you today is the paints in interior as well as exteriors. There are different kind of paints that are available in the market. There are special paints. What are the functionalities? Would you like to say something about that?
See, the general paint that is available for interiors are emulsions, washable, water soluble emulsions and acrylic emulsions. I think water soluble emulsions are the most commonly used ones, and they have volatile organic compounds which vaporize and the paint dries off. Now this is also being let off so that these paints become green, and they agree to the norms set by the Green Building Council. So that is now very prevalent, and all paints and paint companies are changing into such a category. Other than the regular paints, we have elastomer based paints that are used in the interior walls and exterior walls. This is having a slightly elastic property, which when dried it becomes like a stretchable membrane. So if small cracks happen in the walls up to maybe 1.5 mm, this paints can actually hold the surface together and the cracks won't be shown outside. So this is a very special paint that is commonly used in high heat conditions, especially in tropicals. In Gulf countries, it's very common. These paints have a slightly thicker section than the regular paints, and their application is also a little more mechanized. So this is a very special kind of paint. Some paints are there which are used in the exterior have elastomers and algae resistance together. So that means those paints have a longer life. For public buildings, this is the best paints that are supposed to be used. They have a slight premium costing compared to the normal paints, but on the long run it is very cost effective because you don't have to maintain the building for a longer time. So for public buildings, even for houses exteriors, you can go for this algae resistant elastomer based paints.
The contesting house for today is Cherpanath from Chalakkudy.
Hello friends, welcome to Idea Dream Home Season 5. Today we have the Cherpanath house from Chalakkudy, Thrissur district. Now this house is approximately 3000 square feet, built in the western style. The house has been done in classic white and black colors, which gives a stylish look, yet it's simple. So they have done the stone cladding mainly in the pillars outside. It's a sit-out area, small sit-out area right next to the entrance door. Also they have a little courtyard space at the outside, where above they have done pergola design that's covered by the polycarbonate sheets. The flooring used in that space is matte finish vitrified tiles. So let's go inside now and check out the interiors. The entrance door welcomes us to the drawing room, which is also the family TV viewing space. The decor has been kept quite light. They have used white and lavender colors to adorn the curtains of the windows. Well, they also have the wood paneling work done on the ceiling. That's the kind of the main attraction of this entire area. Is connected to the various areas of the house. Right next to me is the dining table. It's a teak wood glass top dining table, 6-seater. Next to the dining table we have a small patio which is very airy and it has a colorful tone attached to it. Right behind me is the crockery shelf. The crockery shelf adjacent to that is a bedroom. There are two bedrooms on this particular floor, so that's one of the bedrooms. The other bedroom is next to the kitchen. Right opposite to me, we have a small prayer room. The prayer area wall pattern is quite different. They have used a lot of wood paneling work, rosewood actually, to define the prayer area quite nicely. Then on my right side is a pathway that leads us directly to the open kitchen. We also have a bedroom in this particular. White and dark brown color for the color tone of the master bedroom. We have windows on either sides which helps in the cross ventilation and lighting. Wardrobe has been done with wooden work. Then the headboard, same, it's wooden headboard. We have also a bathroom in this room. It's an open modular kitchen. The main colors are white and brown, which seems to be the color most extensively used in the entire house. The cabinets have been provided above and below, granite slab. Then one more peculiar thing about this kitchen space is that the design of the flooring is same, it's ceramic tiles, but then the other areas they had gloss finish. Now this area they have done matte finish so that it provides a better grip. The kitchen is attached to the work area as well as storage space. Talk about the staircase. First of all, it's steel railing. That's a combination of actually steel and wood. The pavements have been done using ceramic tiles with matte finish. Now if you look behind me, windows have been provided. Actually the windows are block windows. Window strips have been provided with LED lights also have been given. So it's a different and unique pattern. Halfway of the staircase we have balcony, then it leads us directly to the upper floor. The atmosphere in the guest bedroom is quite airy and refreshing. They have wardrobes that are done in the same color that we have seen earlier, white and dark brown. The flooring remains to be ceramic tiles with gloss finish. Then they have a separate balcony in the guest bedroom. Dress area has been kept separate next to the bathroom.
Fairly huge property, 3,000 square feet. Arun, what do you think? Have they utilized the space efficiently?
It's a huge house, but it looks very slender from the front, and we see like about 2 bays of windows from the front, from the roadside. It's largely white. It is just a block with windows, an entry porch, and a lot of paved area in the front. The landscaping is very minimal. I don't think there is any visible green landscaping. It's more of paved area, and there's a parking space on the side. So this is about the house. The striking point in the house is there's a single entry wooden door which is polished. The rest of the whole house from the exterior is white. So this kind of stands out like anything.
Anna, what would you like to add up to it?
This house is of a very different style. Usually contemporary houses in these days mean straight lines. You would see all the balconies, all the edges are curved, and then they've stuck to the simple white color, white and black. But this wooden door, again, it's a deviation from the very contemporary look. If you notice in the upper floor, there's a distinct balcony. Like front, I think there's one room jutting out, and the rest of the house, the backside is wide. And they've connected these two shapes with an angle. So that is very distinct, and you sort of feel the house is growing as it moves backward. It creates a confusion when we see it's very different. That's why. Then they've used a lot of elements inside in the elevation. There's pergola, there's a lot of balconies. I feel too many things happening on the exterior, but because they kept the color to be white, it doesn't look that bad.
Moving on to the interiors, Arun, what do you think about the interiors? Do they match with the exteriors, or are they completely different?
The corner which she was talking about is evident when you enter inside. You find a slightly angular area where the living room opens into, and you see the staircase there. Interiors are again kept white, largely white, except for the woodworks that is done in darker wood. And this they have done in a combination of darker and lighter wood. When you go to the dining area, you find furniture that is of lighter color wood, kept alongside with the darker wood. The sofas in the living area are black, drastically opposite to the white color, which is a very bold move. The dark wood furniture is continued throughout. You see that in the bedrooms, you see that in the kitchen, you see in the wash area, everywhere. But in the bedroom, what happens is they use it with a combination of the lighter color wood, and the cots look very simple and sleek. That's a very striking point. The furniture selection is kind of fine. When compared to the exterior, it has got some kind of character that is continuous. So I think the interiors look pretty decently done, though not of very extremely thoughtfulness, but kind of decently done.
Anna, what would you like to add?
There you find a style once you step inside the house. It's in the contemporary style, and the living room, the height of the room is really high. And in the living room, they've introduced a dark grey, charcoal grey sofa that stands out, but it's not done bad or something. It looks okay for that space, but something in a dark coffee brown would have matched well with that color theme they were going. And from there, you move into the dining space. The whole house is so well lit. Once I felt there was too much light inside the house. There you have a steel staircase. And those slit windows near the staircase again bring in a lot more light. They've kept the TV in the front room, but they forgot all about hiding those wires. That's the first thing you would note. Prayer area looks interesting. The crockery shelf near the dining looks interesting. An interesting thing I found in the kitchen, they've avoided the skirting. Nowadays in the kitchen, one of the major problem that most of us have is that of cockroaches. There is a lot of void between the cabinet and the wall, which is an ideal space for these to breed, and usually we won't be able to clean that part. They've kept that free for the ease of cleaning, and it looks good. So that is one point that we need to be inspired from this design. The bedrooms look airy, but I wish the bed also had that color combination. Inside it feels very spacious.
So moving on to the color and the decor.
The only color change is in the wood color that they've used, and a little bit in the wash area, and a little color in the kitchen. But other than that, I think the house is predominantly white, and I think that is the striking point in the house. Okay. The house that has not so much colors and so much light that is inside, so it kind of lights up the whole thing like anything. Sometimes we really wonder if there are additional lights provided in the house to add on, but we don't see any lights on in the situation. So I think it's a very decently done.
The curtains look very simple yet very grand. They've gone for plain satin finish curtains which match well with the rest of the woodwork. The built-in furniture, everything they match and they look very good. The loose piece of furniture suddenly has a different color, the natural tea color, which isn't gelling well. I feel it's more like a, that homely touch. Does it look too clean? Does it look too bright? That element of coziness, which is one drawback of being very contemporary style. It has to feel closed and a bit cozy. That part is missing when you look at the whole decor and color and everything. But it's in no way looking bad inside. It's just that it needs to come together. It needs to look lived in, and probably the house would grow
as the time passes.
As time passes.
Okay, so coming on to the ambience, Anna.
I'm not that impressed by the exteriors, but interiors they've definitely done a good job.
Exteriors are not so much to be proud of, but they have definitely compensated in the interiors, though not to a great extent, but they have tried their best, and it seems like the treatment went in a different way. The ambience is generally different both in the exterior and the interior.
So mixed reviews on the house. Let's see how well they have scored. Arun, how much have you scored the house on the exterior?
I think the house is very plain on the exterior, and they have not tried to do any kind of serious landscaping. Whatever they have done is just restricted to the paving, and since there is, I think, no striking feature on the house, I think I'll score it only at 17.
17 on 25. How about you, Anna?
I wouldn't call it plain. I think there is a little too much on the exterior, and the landscape is almost nil. So I've scored them 18 on 25.
Arun, how much have you scored them on interiors?
The interiors stand out comparatively much better than what the exteriors, and I would give them 19.
19 on 25. Anna?
The interiors have more character, and again they're tied up with the color. The built-in furniture looks functional, though some of the things, for example in the prayer area, a bit too high than what is actually required. And the living room, the height looks a little too much, and some of the pieces looks like that has come from an old house, or it's of a different style. I've given them 20 on 25.
And how about color and decor?
Color is almost nil other than the white, black, dark grey and brown. But there is something that ties up the whole thing. Again, I've given them 20 on 25.
20 on 25. Arun, how about you?
Like what she said, I think the color is very minimal. The only color we see is the wood and the sofa, and probably a little bit on the curtains. But the rest is completely white, and I think there is nothing more to be expected in the house, because probably they might change in the time to come, and this might be the first time they are staying there.
Sure.
So we should give them space, and then probably 18 is my mark.
18 on 25. And the last category, that is the ambience. Arun, how much have you scored?
Ambience, I have averaged them at 19.
19
comparing
on
both
25.
exterior and interior.
And how about you, Anna?
I agree totally. The exterior and the interior, there isn't much of a connection, but still you feel it's a very bright house, and it feels nice. So I've given them 19 on 25.
So the judges have given their scores. Anna has rated this house 77 on 100. Arun has given a 73 on 100. Public has given a score of 37 out of 50. That brings us to a sum total of 187 on 250. A wee bit of planning and you can make your dream home a reality. Stay tuned and keep watching your favorite program, Idea Dream Home Season 5, for there's more coming up.